I'm Jayden from Hunting and Fishing Richmond. With the longer and warmer days now here, I thought it'd be a good idea to go over our range of hooks and what each hook's for, as this can be quite confusing for people that come in and look at our wall and see a wide variety of different hooks, not knowing exactly what each hook's for. So we'll start by going over our two main brands, Magicgz and BKK, and we'll explain what each most popular hook is designed for. So let's get into it. First, we'll start with Magicgz KLT, which is a non-offset recurve hook, meaning the eye is in line at the same angle as the shank of the hook. This is my personal favourite for stray lining. It's excellent for snapper and Tasman Bay. It's also a circle hook, meaning there's less chances of gut hooking the fish, so if you want to release the fish, you can. It's also got a Teflon coat, so it holds up to salt water and rust a bit better. So it's a great hook to have. Now we're going to look at the Magicgz DX point. This hook's fairly similar to the KLT. Excellent for stray lining in the bay. It's got a non-stick coating, high rust resistance. It's going to do the job. You can pair these two hooks together, a matter of fact, for your stray lining rigs. So this is a great idea for stray lining Tasman Bay for snapper. Now we're going to look at the Magicgz C point. The C point has 3 micro cutting edges and it is an octopus beaked hook, which means the beak of the hook, or the eye, is offset from the shank. This is a benefit as it holds the bait in a more natural position. It's really your choice on what you prefer. Some people reckon they get more bites on a recurve. Now we're going to look at one of Magicgz live baiting hooks, the GZ. This hook is made of high carbon steel, meaning it's extra strong, extra sharp, and it's holds its edge really well. What makes this live bait hook is its shorter shank and heavy gauge wire. It's really strong. It's going to hold your fish, your live bait, really well in a great position. When you do hook up, it's going to have the grunt to handle your drags that you put on the fish. It's a great hook to use for live baiting. Now we're going to move on to BKK. We're going to look at one of their bait hooks, the HD Glow. The HD Glow features glow UV paint on the shank of the hook. Just adds a bit of glow. It may work, it may not, but it's great to have. It's a beaked hook, holds your bait in a great position. It's made with high quality Japanese materials, meaning it's extra sharp, strong. It's going to handle rust really well. It's a great wee hook to have, and it's a good price too. One thing that may confuse customers coming into store is why we have hooks on both sides of the shop. This is because on one side we have our mainly bait style hooks, and on the other side we have our lure hooks for our stick baits, poppers and jigs. We'll look at some BKK ones, as they're my favourite and they're our biggest seller. First we're going to look at the BKK SF Deep Heavy Jig Hook. This is my favourite jig hook to use. It's extremely sharp, holds its edge really well, and it's never let me down. It's also really strong, made of Japanese materials. It's my favourite jig hook, and I think it's the best one you can buy. So give it a go for yourself. Now we're going to look at some stick bait and popper hooks, because you may not lose your stick baits or poppers, but your hooks may get a bit of rust. Good to freshen them up for the new season. So first we're going to look at the single hooks, the BKK Lone Diablo. You probably already know why this is a stick bait and popper hook, but it is because it's tuned for the lures, and also the eye of the hook is in line with the shank, meaning that it's going to sit straight up and down with the lure, whereas if you use a normal hook, it's going to sit on a 90-degree angle. So these are the hooks for them. If you prefer using trebles on your stick baits or poppers, or your lures are designed specifically for them, I recommend the BKK Raptor-Z. This hook's designed to handle monster fish like giant trevally, so it's going to handle our New Zealand kingfish, which are also really strong fighters. It's built by quality Japanese materials, it's got high rust resistance, it's got good welds, filed down. It's a really nice hook. Now, with trebles, if you don't know this already, I recommend filing or crushing the barbs, because if you do get it in your arm or leg, it's going to be a lot easier to get out if it doesn't have barbs. So have that on your mind. And it also doesn't really affect the hook up or staying hooked up, because most of the time all 3 trebles are actually in the mouth. It's a great treble to have. Hope that's given you a brief bit of knowledge about our range of hooks. If you've got any questions or any gear or advice you want to know, make sure to drop them down below in the comments and we'll try our best to get to them. But in the meantime, make sure you come down to Hunting and Fishing Richmond to talk to our friendly, knowledgeable staff to get the gear and advice for your next mission. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.